Firstly, I just want to tell you that today, and it's very important for us, that's why, that today we are delivering keys of two of our very first set of electric trucks, right, to some customers here. So one is a Boss 14-ton electric truck, which is in the ICV range, and the other is a 55-ton tractor trailer, fully electric, which is in the heavy duty range. The reason that we are really proud of this is last year you must have seen in the Auto Expo in January, we had a host of different products that were there. And I think the questions that we were asked was that, are these real? Is there a market for these? When do you will have these on the roads? So I think that is why today's days is very memorable for us, because at least two out of those, several that we were on display, actually I should count Switch LCV also, because that is also now ready to be launched anytime, right? So three of those we are actually taking to the market. Not in big numbers, but there are customers who have huge passion, who have huge need for these products and they are willing to get into the first vehicle that we have ever produced on electric. So I think that is one. The other point I would like to make before I come directly to your question is, see, Ashok Leyland is a challenger in CV industry, in MHCV especially. We are at number 2, we are not the leader. With the leader, although we have narrowed down the gap, but the gap is still quite significant, right? If we are at 30%, the leader is close to 45, right? So actually they are 1.5 times our size. Now, one thing is to kind of continuously do better year after year after year, and then hope to achieve leadership at some point in time. That is one way. The other way is to wait for something that is very disruptive in nature that happens in the market and take advantage of that disruption to actually disrupt the pecking order, right? So what I want to basically say is Ashok Leyland really believes that this transition presents a wonderful opportunity for Ashok Leyland to get to the leadership position. If we handle it right, if we handle it first, if we invest it in right, if we get the right talent, right capability built in Ashok Leyland, then there is a great chance that we can use this moment of transition in the fuel space to become a leader one day in the industry. So for these reasons, we are very serious about this. Now I come to the question directly, which is like, what is happening in the technology, which way it is going. There is still, I would say, not a very definitive answer on which segment, which technology will become more prominent in future. I think the answer is not just missing in India, but the answer is missing worldwide, right? However, every day we progresses, every day we spend in maturing these technologies, be more capable in learning the dynamics around those technology, not just the technical part, but also the commercial part. I think the more and more wisdom is coming to us, right? So, although we still don't have a definitive answer, what we are doing is we have a hypothesis now that this segment will shape up in that manner over a period of time, and we are now investing in those segments in the way that we think they will pan out. And we may be wrong sometimes, because it's very difficult to say with surety what will happen with different segments and what time frame, right? But what basically we are focusing on is we want to focus on 3 or 4 different technologies. We want to really mature them very fast. We want to create a lot of efficiency in these technologies so as to be able to reduce the TCO that exists today and help in this whole transition. And by doing that, if we can create that brand power that Ashok Leyland is the foremost player in terms of technology and product innovation while this transition is happening, then we have a very good chance to become a leader as well. So buses, we all know. Buses are going to be largely either electric, or when it comes to very long range, it could be either hydrogen fuel cell or hydrogen ICE. Hydrogen ICE and fuel cell will take longer time because the infrastructure development or the ecosystem development is not going to be ready anytime soon. A lot of work is happening in LNG. A lot of work will have to happen in hydrogen, not just in distribution but also in production capacity, right? But so it seems like it will start with electric and will get into hydrogen at some point in time. Of course, CNG, LNG will also play a role in certain segments, but it will be restricted to where CNG, LNG is available. So if there is a route that is completely like LNG is made available, then a lot of shift can happen. So these are the kind of variations in the market that nobody is sure of. A lot of progress is happening, a lot of new data, information is coming in, but nobody can point out with specificity that this is the way it is going to happen, right? Similarly, for small commercial vehicles, I think the equation there is pretty straightforward actually. There is no CNG, LNG story because CNG story will definitely pay out in certain areas only, like metro areas, maybe Delhi, maybe Mumbai, etc. Right? But for the larger market, it is going to be electric story. The adoption may not be easy because TCO will still be a challenge. But TCO can be managed by two things: by making the technology more efficient and by hoping, not just hoping, but by foreseeing that the battery cost will come down, which is coming down very sharply already, right? So this TCO, as long as it gets to 3 to 4 years as compared to diesel, I think this whole transition will fly in the country very, very rapidly. Now you can argue that two-wheelers is at certain level, three-wheelers is at certain level, four-wheelers is at what, 1%, 2%, right? All these things are true, right? But we really believe that this may follow a hockey stick kind of an approach. Although the transition is slower right now, but when it starts improving, it will improve like in a jiffy. So that, and of course, when it comes to medium duty and heavy duty trucks, again the visibility or the certainty is lesser actually, but still there is a kind of a path that the whole world is following. So I want to just sum up this long answer by saying that we are very focused. We want to take a lead in this disruption. We want to invest in the right manner. We want to develop all that capability, and we hope that this becomes a game changer for Ashok Leyland. Small and mid-range, it is definitely going to be electric. Medium and long-range trucking or buses, ultimately it has to be a hydrogen-based solution. We are leaning more towards hydrogen ICE rather than fuel cell because of the belief that hydrogen ICE will not require the ecosystem level changes other than hydrogen availability, right? So, but the engine will remain the same, supply chain more or less will remain the same, right? So we are more in favor of ICE. So it may start with electric and then we may turn into hydrogen ICE for long range vehicles. But as I said, certainty is not there. There is a belief, there is a hope that it will move that way. There is an intelligent guess that it will move that way. I think we all have to wait for some more time to see how the market would really pan out. See, listen, we have debated on this topic many times. One advantage that we have is our engines are really one of the best. Second advantage that we have is Ashok Leyland engine. The strength of the engine plays a huge role in the sale of our vehicles. Everybody does not have that kind of a situation, but our engines have really been performing very, very well. And our customers really vouch for our engines when they buy our vehicles. So that is one. The other is we do believe that this ICE story is not going to be over anytime soon. This transition may happen, even I have said hockey stick kind of approach we might see, but I think ICE is still going to stay in large proportions, if not 100%, if not 90%, but still in large proportions, and is going to stay for long, right? So we are not really very worried. We are not really thinking in those lines that we should give up on a great strength that we have. Actually, we are also thinking, and we are still in the thinking process, we are also thinking that can this become actually an advantage for us over other players? Can we be one of the last standing engine players in the country, right? And not just look at our own captive consumption, but also offer our engines in various other applications, including trucking and including transport. Can we look at, people who would be interested in relying on us for their future needs of engines? So it is still a thinking process that is going on. But as I said, we do believe that engine is a strong contributor in our past and future growth. And also there is a distinctive opportunity for Ashok Leyland to be the last man standing in ICE. The third point is we really believe in hydrogen ICE becoming a long-term solution. Now, therefore, for that, you will definitely need an engine. If it is going to play out prominently, very, very prominently, then it really makes sense to invest more in ICE, which is currently diesel. Tomorrow it can convert into LNG or to convert into hydrogen. We all get lost with a lot of talk about alternative fuels. But trucking in India or worldwide can change in many other ways also, and this is one, right? How can you make trucks more intelligent, more smarter? How can you bring in elements of safety into the trucks? Because these are also very pertinent issues when it comes to technology. So I think Ashok Leyland is very proud and was very fortunate to come up with these ideas and were the first one in the industry to implement or to bring these into our trucks. Now iAlert, like the telematics solution, or on parts, a lot of digitization we have done. We are very, very proud that we have over 96-97% first fill levels in our parts. Yeah, so I think the future now to build on these strengths of Ashok Leyland lies in making our trucks safer, right? So therefore, we are taking a lot of steps as far as automation of trucking is concerned, right? So I think very soon you will see a level 1 of automation that we will bring in our trucks, but we will not stop there, right? In the medium or long term, we have a definitive plan to go up to level 2 and level 3 as well, right? Now, of course, we have to make it all very affordable. It is not that these technologies are not available worldwide. Technologies are available. But would our customers really pay for that? For those technologies is the real thing. Now, I have consulted with a lot of customers in the country, and some are very, very gung-ho about adopting this, right? But very few, not like masses, right? So what our focus is to adopt these technologies and make it more and more affordable, up to an extent where we are in a position where we can give them as standard fitments without charging much for these. So that is the whole idea. That is the whole focus. There is a separate team which is working on these aspects in Ashok Leyland. I think very soon, maybe in a matter of a few months, we'll give you some good news on this. But see, my idea, as far as India is concerned, is that we have to be very, very smart about it. Right? It's not like levels. Levels are defined very broadly, and then you do certain things if you are at a certain level. I think we have to marry all this technology or all these nomenclature of level 1, 2, 3 with a story of adoption. It is one thing that you have these technologies in the truck. I am telling you, it's not very difficult. With collaboration, with working with some partners, it can be done in like less than a year. Yeah. Especially once you are in BS6 regime, once you have telematics available, when you have so many sensors available, it is not very difficult. But it is another thing to drive that adoption. Adoption can only be driven if we are very smart about picking all these various features that ADAS presents and bring select few of them at an affordable cost to customers to meet their specific concerns or needs, right? So very interestingly, we did a large customer clinic only last month, because see, there is like whole lot of things that are in technology development phase, right? But look, if you look at their cost, you will say, oh, adoption will be 2%, adoption will be 3%. So what is the fun in developing those technologies where if adoption is going to be 2-3%? So we did a customer clinic and we said, listen, all this is possible right? We said okay, and we also gave them a price point actually. We say if you want this, this can happen at this. You want this, this can happen at this. Now, what do you think is most valuable for you? Right? So with that help of that kind of a customer clinic, now we will come up with a solution in a few more months where we will say it is not just a display of the technology. Of course, technology we can do a lot, right? But this is something that the market really needs and will adopt very, very fast. And a lot of times we make a mistake. You know, see, ADAS or all these technologies are about bundling also, right? So what you do is you create a bundle, because a bundle makes a lot of sense to as a OEM. Okay, अरे यार, this sensor I have to put, you know, I can use it for 5 different things. Okay, so then I can go to the customer and tell him, see, this is 20,000 rupees. You can achieve 5 different things. So as a OEM, I think, I am giving him so much value, 5 different things for 20,000. When you go to the customer says this I don't want. No need. I only want one. So for this one, you want me to pay 20? Then customer says no. So this is a whole conflict between a OEM thinking and a customer thinking. OEM says, I will justify the cost by giving more features. Customer says, please don't go this route because these more features I don't want. I don't care for. Can you give me this which I want for a particular cost? So, this equation is not very easy, I'm telling you. Yeah, but we are working on it. That is the thing we are exactly focusing on. That what is the best bundle of ADAS which will drive adoption at the right price. Technology is not rocket science anymore. A few things need to be matured for Indian market, because Indian situation is very different than other situations, which is a challenge. But other than that, the real challenge is bundling. How do you effectively bundle for what customer wants at the right cost? I have a car. It has certain amount of ADAS in it. My driver drives it most of the time. The first thing he does is hit the dash, go to brake assist, say no, cancel, and then he starts driving. So when he first did that, I said, भाई ये क्या कर रहे हो आप? ये कंपनी ने इतना खर्चा करके एक आपको सिस्टम लगा के दिया है, आप सबसे पहले बैठते हो उसको ऑफ करते हो, तो ये क्या कर रहे हो आप? See, this is the difference. We don't want to be a company known to put all the gadgets in our truck and say, देखो सारा टेक्नोलॉजी आ गया है, जबकि यूज़र सबसे पहले बैठते उसको बंद करता है, because the technology is not helping him, rather it is creating a nuisance for him. ड्राइवर क्यों बंद करता है? मैंने पूछा क्यों बंद करता है यार? कह रहा है सर ये 10 मिनट का रास्ता है ना, आपको 50 झटका लगेगा बीच में, 10 मिनट का रास्ता में. Because everything that comes within the vicinity in Indian situation, Chennai situation, it gives you like a huge jerk. It just stops, like the accident is about to happen. So
pointing at traffic culture, infrastructure.
नहीं, दोनों. एक इंडिया का सिचुएशन अलग है, उसके लिए कुछ काम करना है, वो ठीक है, करेगा. दूसरा, बंडलिंग, राइट बंडलिंग इज द की. ये ब्रेक असिस्ट चाहिए या एक्चुअली इंडियन कस्टमर को कुछ और चाहिए था, जो आपने ब्रेक असिस्ट डाल के पेल दिया है, जिसमें 20-25 हज़ार आप अभी जस्टिफाई कर रहे हो कि देखो ये मैंने लगाया है 25,000 रुपये में मिल. आई डोंट नीड इट यार, आई नीड समथिंग एल्स. Yeah, there is a lot more we can do in medium and heavy duty itself on the existing modular platform. The other thing we can do is extend it into various other platforms like the bus platform or the ICV platform, etc. So those thoughts are going on as to what should be our next step. That is one. But one thing, like it is really helping us is because of the modular, you see the speed that we have been able to achieve on the alternative fuels. I'll take you outside. And we don't have a diesel bus here, but I can show you on the electric boss or even the tractor trailer. You will see that the electric vehicle architecture and diesel vehicle architecture is identical. So same चीज़ हमने उठाया because it was all conceived when we did modularity, that how will you put battery packs, when we remove the engine, where we'll put the motor, right? So it is that quick for us. And you want in Avatar you want 300 kilowatt, we can give you 300. You want 500 kilowatt, we can give you 500. You want 100 kilowatt for like e-commerce, volumetric goods but no load, we can do that. So ये modularity का advantage है. We are really happy. We want to extend it further, both deeper and in terms of width also. Bus side, it is not the story yet, but we are in advanced stages of bringing modularity to buses, especially with all this good news flowing around EV bus penetration in India. It's just that the effort that is required is humongous. And as an industry, or maybe even at the level of SIAM or government, we have to do a lot more than what we are doing. Although Ashok Leyland is far ahead, I think we have 16 driver training institutes right now. I think competition all combined have much less than that, right? I think it's just the effort has to be much more. Not just on training the drivers for safe driving, for efficient driving, but also we need to bring lot of drivers into the ecosystem, new drivers. So the problem is bigger, and the thing is effort has to be more. Also see, to some extent, no, I am not demeaning the benefits of training, but also along with training, some enforcement really works magically well. सिर्फ ट्रेन करके with no sword on the neck also doesn't take you long. Okay? So I think government is very serious about enforcement now, especially with the new highways coming. On this side, if we amplify the effort, on this side, if government seriously works on enforcement, you will see a magical change happening. I mean, in US, US was like us in 60s and 50s. In a matter of 10 years, the whole thing changed. With new highways, with new enforcement, with new digitalization, now you see, wonderful driving habits in US. I think we'll see, this whole country will see this hockey stick in many ways. Probably this is also one of those.